Hey, Rock Gamers. Just got on to finish up the last of the Marauders for over the next not quite 3 hours. Gonna smash as many as I can, but in the meantime, I'm gonna give some quick tips and tricks on how to for KvK. The very first tip is that when you get online in KvK, let's start from the beginning. Right at reset of when the Lost Kingdom opens, if you want to do well in the Lost Canyon, set up your Lost Canyon right away, immediately, and then start right at reset, because the quicker you get in, the higher you'll stay for the longer time, getting more rewards in the Lost Canyon. Right after that, teleport in. The biggest thing to remember about teleporting to and from Lost Kingdom, is that it doesn't cost a teleport to go into Lost Kingdom. That brings me to a tip, probably the most important tip. It's not the first in the timeline, but it's the most important one. That is, when you are in a war zone and you are done, even if it's just for a couple hours, when you're done for a while, do not stay on the front line or even stay in the war zone, period. Even if you put up an 8-hour peace shield. And the reason is because it's so easy for something to happen in real life, and then it's 10 hours before you get back. And the kingdom has decided to move territory, or has, or while in downtime, the opposition managed to make territory inactive for a while, and you come back and you're zeroed, and now you can't help your kingdom because you have no troops. It is so easy to avoid that. Just simply use these right here, random teleports. But you don't use the random teleport to teleport somewhere within the Lost Kingdom. What you do is return to your home kingdom. It only costs a random teleport, and then for free, teleport back into your starting zone. Simple. Instead of costing multiple, a targeted teleport to go into your starting zone, and then a targeted teleport to go back. Now, when you come back out to fight, it's cost you one targeted teleport, not two. Cheap and easy, and that way you avoid getting zeroed. It's just, it can absolutely hamper a kingdom, is when you get like 3/4 of the people on the front line are all under peace shields and away from AFK. They're not there. Now when you're trying to set a rally on a flag, or trying to set up defense and garrison of a flag, you've got no one there to help, because all that teleport space is taken up by people who aren't online. You cannot stay on the front lines if you are not online. There's just no reason for it. Unless you have permission from R4 leadership for a specific reason, do not stay on the front line. Now, going back into the timeline, once you've teleported into the Lost Kingdom, start doing barbs. Don't do the level 4 and 5 forts. You don't get honor for those. Do barbs until the level 6 forts open up. Then you can start doing forts again. Just that if you're not getting honor for your AP, you're wasting your AP. It's not helping the kingdom. Everything in KvK has to be about helping your kingdom. Yes, you're gonna go after some personal rewards for your account, but do it where you're benefiting the kingdom as well. So once you start doing those barbs, you'll see markers go up for when your forts start getting built for the alliance. Let the people closest fill those forts quick. So if you're on the opposite side of your starting zone, don't send a march there. What I would do is I'd start a march marching toward the fort and watch for it. If it fills up quickly, bring that march back. If it doesn't fill up quickly and your march is starting to get really close, then send it into the fort. That way, I mean, you might waste a half hour of march speed at march time. I mean, for the benefit of your alliance in the kingdom, do that. I mean, it's called KvK because it's your kingdom versus another kingdom. Not because it's you versus another kingdom. It's kingdom versus another kingdom. So it's all about benefiting your kingdom. That's the whole reason we play this game, is to get into KvK, to work together. So there'll be lots of flag building, setting up the zone. You're gonna want to replenish resources quick. So try and as much as possible farm resources in alliance territory as you build alliance territory. Barb as often as possible when you're online. Make sure your AP's used up for honor. And in the starting zone, I wouldn't use a whole ton of bottles. You can use some, but don't use it all up. There's gonna be better barbs coming in future zones. So, but do barbs for honor, and watch the monument for when the things are happening. Help the alliance and kingdom out in this regards. Sometimes the kingdom will put out that they're pushing a specific alliance for honor, and don't be afraid to change alliances. Like, I mean, honestly, most times, not all times, most times, you will be changing alliances 15, 20 times during KvK. That's okay. It's part of KvK. It's part of how it works. If you change alliances to do run barbs for honor, I mean, do that. That's fine. Chaining, you can chain. If you don't have a lot of AP, you can chain barbs. Now, a great combo for that, if you have her, is Kira YSG. You have to refresh her. She's a glass cannon. You will have to refresh her periodically, but you can chain very easily with it. Another good tanky march for chaining. It's a little more difficult to get to work, but is Aethelflaed Richard. With the Aethelflaed as the primary, so you're getting the benefit of reduced amounts of AP used in doing the barbs. There is you can use Richard YSG, also tanky, also easy to get to chain, but you spend a little bit more AP that way, so there's trade-off. If you're good at chaining, I mean, you can make 40 AP last through 20 or 30 barbs quite easily. I'm not that good at it, so that's why I use KvK because it's easier and it's cheaper for me. So it all depends on your skill on how you can do that. Now when it gets to the fighting zones, watch for markers. And if, let's say you're a 20, 25 million power player, and there is new flags up, don't teleport right to the front right away. Listen for the R4s, listen for the R5s, watch for markers, because quite often the Alliance will need your high-powered T5 players at the front lines for garrisoning, leading rallies, and for leading the murder balls. You need your high-power players leading the charge. We need the smaller T4 players for support. Don't get me wrong, we need them. Absolutely need them. They're just as important. However, there's an order to it. So make sure you're listening for that. Then, watch for markers when rallies and garrisons are up. Make sure you've got the right troop types getting in. You can ruin a rally quickly by not using the right troop type. You can get the kingdom bad trades. You can have a garrison fail easy, and your opponent get the burn and even destroy a flag by simply not having the right troop type in. So watch for those markers. Make sure you're following them. Make sure when you're in a rally, there's no rallies up there, but to show you when someone will be selecting troop types on rallies. If you're leading the rally, don't be lazy and forget to select the troop type. Always select the troop type. Even if you say, oh, well, people should know what I always use. No. Select the troop type. Always. And that way, you have less risk. Honestly, if you don't select the troop type and someone sends the wrong troop type, you have zero reason to be complaining after about, oh, well, the rally failed because it didn't have the right troop type. Nope. It rally failed because you didn't select the right troop type. You just gotta do that. It's an extra half a second to do it and do it right. Just like it's an extra half a second for you to follow the troop type selected. Just do it. And if you don't get into the rally, and it's a rally on a flag, there's going to be markers as to where to go so you can reinforce that rally. Reinforcing the rally is, especially on a flag or a fort, is just as important as getting into the rally to begin with. So follow the markers. Always follow the markers. And then when you are offline, do not stay. And yes, I know I'm repeating this, but do not stay on the front line when you are going offline. Just don't do that. I might even repeat it again in this video. It is that important that you don't do that. There is absolutely zero reason or zero excuse for getting zeroed in a KvK. You can only get rallied or swarmed to zero if you are off Alliance territory. So if you are going back to a safe starting zone, when you are offline, you can't get zeroed. And there's no excuse not to do that. You should have plenty of random teleports for that. If you don't, you should be saving your alliance credits to be getting them. It's just something you need to do. You should have a few million credits saved up for the alliance shop for emergencies. There's pretty much, oh, I was in the wrong section here. Here. There'll pretty much always be random teleports and targeted teleports in the alliance shop. Now right now there's no territory teleports, but that'll change for KvK. We'll make sure that there's some of those up all the time, because people have to be able to get out of the road. They have to be able to teleport out of harm's way to make room for the next person. And when you are going to be teleporting out, don't just teleport out and not say anything. Say something. I'm out for X amount of time. I'm out for the night, whatever it is. My teleport spot is available, especially if you're on the front line. My teleport spot is available. Coordinate with another fighter who's going to be coming in, and then you make sure that all your teleport space, because sometimes if you're not watching, the enemy can slip in and take up teleport spots with a march or two here and there, and make it difficult to get in the reinforcements you need. And they can gain field control simply by keeping people from teleporting in. So you got to watch that. Communicate. Communication is key. Now, sometimes your kingdom will be using just markers. Sometimes they'll be using voice chat on Discord. Whatever it is, watch for it. Listen for it. Follow directions. I think those are the most important things. If I think of anything more, I'll add it in future emails into the Alliance and Kingdom chats. I'm sure you'll have leadership putting that out. Watch, listen. Let's try and achieve 0 people getting zeroed this KvK. Because it's really, most kingdoms, not all, most kingdoms will once you've been zeroed, they will just stop counting you for contribution rewards. They will just simply say, you're out. You get nothing for rewards at the end of KvK unless we can fit you in at the lowest rank. And then people wonder, I fought for 6 or 7 days and put up millions of points, but I'm getting, why am I not on the list? Well, if you got zeroed, that's why. I don't know what 24-23 is doing in that regards. I can't see them being too much different than what I've seen in every other kingdom, and that is you're just not going to get anything. So don't let yourself be zeroed. Oh, there we go. One more thing. If you are hopping around to farm kill and do random teleporting around, the chances are you're likely going to get zeroed. That is just there's just no reason for that. If you want to do something like that, the way you do it is you coordinate someone using a farm account that's not going to get War Frenzy, that has a peace shield up, so that if you get caught, no one or nothing's getting zeroed. So do not random teleport the city that is going to have War Frenzy on it. Anyway, I'm gonna keep doing Marauders here. You have fun playing Rise of Kingdoms.